Hey guys, um, so I haven't made a video in a while, but I just finished the Dexter Resurrection series, and I thought I'd make a review about it. Um, One thing I've been seeing a lot about the reviews for the show is that it's very good, and I have like the opposite opinion. I found it to be pretty disappointing. Um, I do think there were some parts of the show that were good, but overall, I do not think this was really a good season. Some episodes were enjoyable, but it really got. I was just zoning out for a lot of the episodes once I kind of realized that they weren't taking risks and that they weren't really moving the story along in any sort of meaningful or substantial way. One example, I'll just start it off, is with the fact that Dexter is in the same sort of um, cat and mouse game where he's always getting out and you don't really feel any tension. You don't actually feel really too much suspense or concern that Dexter might actually get caught. Um, and I say concern, um, but it really depends on who you are as a viewer. Personally, me, I really want to see Dexter get caught. Not only do I want to see him get caught, I want to see the people that have lived closest to him or have been close to him actually finally realize or see what he's done and who he is as a person. And I think like New Blood was going on the right track with this. Me personally, I thought New Blood was a really good season because it really showed Dexter evolving as a character. Um, but not only that, it actually showed him almost getting caught, and you didn't know where the show was gonna go. Like I genuinely thought, okay, finally, this is gonna be the time where he gets caught. But nope. They kind of ended it with that, in my opinion, pretty bad ending where he gets shot. He really should have just gotten caught, but okay, whatever. Um, and me personally, I'm just really interested in like the court and legal proceedings that'll come with him being caught. But yeah, um, me personally, I didn't like the season because of that, and a couple of other reasons. But I think I'll start a little bit with what I thought was good too. Me personally, I thought the first 2 to 3 episodes were pretty strong. I really liked seeing Harrison as like his own person, him kind of being independent, and I thought like that friendship that he had with the girl at the hotel, I thought it was really cool to see because that is a realistic relationship. Um, and then him like dealing with the sort of stress of being homeless, um, but then also having a job and trying to make ends meet. I thought that was really nice. And then I also thought like that scene, although in my opinion a little bit unrealistic, where he ends up killing the would-be rapist. Um, Thought maybe that was a little bit. Uh, I could suspend my disbelief for that scene because, you know, you don't just jump to killing someone. Um, Maybe with somebody with Harrison's traumas. Perhaps so. Still think that's a little bit of a reach. But that's just me. Um, Maybe not just me actually, but um, yeah, I did like Okay, also, one thing that required you to spend a little bit of disbelief is Harrison deciding not to call 911, where he clearly really has, like, someone who just almost raped somebody. Um, and a lot of times you can get off stuff like that because, one, it's in, like, the heat of the moment, right? This is a would-be rapist here. But him deciding the better option is for me to try to chop up this guy's body, hide it, in a hotel room where there should be cameras. Um, there should be potential many witnesses of you walking out with this body. There's so many ways for you to get caught here. He decides to go um, the really, um, I guess, unrealistic route of trying to be like his dad um, and just hide all the evidence. Um, and yeah, and then somehow only one single drop of blood gets onto the ceiling of a kitchen that he's like chopping this dude's body up with. Um, you know, thought it was a little unrealistic. Um, but I will say this: I did like Harrison as a character. I did like those first three, episodes of him evolving, of us seeing how like his story progresses. I like seeing his stress. I think his the guy who plays him is a very good actor. Um, and I also liked his interactions with Batista and Claudette. Um, but I will say this: I did not like Claudette's character. Um, One, it's like she's a little weird and not in a funny, cool, weird way. It's like you can be a little rude. And then also, like her character was put out to be this really intelligent, sees all the clues, this kind of savant at her job, but she's not. She's actually quite aloof. She passes up on social and emotional cues quite a bit. One of them being the fact that she walked into Dexter's kill room and she goes, Batista, what are you doing? There's no evidence here. Um, you clearly could have set this up. There's no hard evidence here. And it's like, yeah, but there's a such thing as circumstantial evidence that people will get um, convicted of or found guilty of, right? You might get a lighter sentence, but circumstantial evidence is still evidence. It is still, um, I guess, compelling, or it can be compelling, depending on the context. That is one of them. That's literally the most circumstantial evidence you can get. And yeah, Claudette and her partner are just meant to be looking at Batista like he's crazy. And I thought it was so crazy how the viewers and other reviewers like Brain Pilot talk about that scene like, oh yeah, I could totally understand where those detectives are coming from. No, absolutely not. You see a kill room like that it's that is a cause for investigation. Somebody is telling you that is a kill room. You do not just pass that up. And this is a former detective telling you that. It does not matter if he lied to you. He is telling you that is a kill room. You have to follow up on that. Imagine a random civilian coming up to you and telling me somebody tried to kill me here. No matter what, you have to follow up on that. Domestic abuse victims, when they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, like I don't want you to follow up on this guy that hit me," they don't care. They will do it themselves. Um, this is like I. It's so obvious that that is a kill room. Batista. It is so obvious that Batista did not set that up. Quite insane. Um, how the detectives just let that happen, or just let that go, and that is just too much uh, dis uh, disbelief to suspend, I guess. Um, and I just don't like how Brain Pilot, he's another a show and movie reviewer, and then other viewers just completely were like, "Oh yeah, yeah, sounds believable, sounds believable." But that is not how police investigations work, by the way. Um, yeah. Um, I also I don't like how the show. I already could kind of tell with how it was beginning that it might go the wrong route with how they had Batista. One, Dexter should have been in handcuffs. Dexter literally goes, "Why am I not in handcuffs?" Um, Literally insane. The the loops or the hoops the show is jumping to make it to let Dexter get out again. Um, where the new sheriff is like, "Oh yeah, yeah, you killing that one cop. It was proven as self-defense because of that bullet wound in the ceiling, or that bullet hole in the ceiling, or something, which shows that he was trying to kill you." That is insane. That is another example of extremely circumstantial evidence. That is not hard evidence. You need to investigate that and clear that up. That is not like he's in a coma. You literally almost didn't even investigate him. You didn't investigate him. And then it's going the wrong direction again, where Batista's the lone wolf. Um, but I had a little bit of hope. I do like Batista as a character. I did like him as a character in this show. You know, he's a lot more mature. He's a lot more serious. I like that. Um, but honestly, this show became a lot less interesting. After like the third episode, where I could tell they're just kind of dragging it along. Every episode, they're trying to drag it along till the season finale, and I haven't even gone into the main antagonist and then the other mini antagonists in this season. Um, Really bad. Prater was not a compelling antagonist. He was not an interesting antagonist. He was not somebody who made me afraid. He wasn't someone who made me afraid for Dexter or Harrison at all, in any sense, really. Neither did any of the other mini antagonists or the other serial killers that just happen to be in New York, where Dexter is. And not only that, it is a cult of serial killers who are all getting dinner together every weekend. And Prater is like their main guy. It's just they weren't compelling at all. You had almost no fear. Like the only time where I was like, oh, maybe this show will take a risk here and let Mia actually rat out Dexter. Are they mainly going to go that route? I don't know. But they decided not to. They literally kill her at the end of the episode. Insane. Um, um, yeah. Uh, Anything else? No, I don't think so. But yeah, I don't think the season was very good. Um, Main antagonists weren't compelling. They weren't scary. Um, they almost were going a decent route with Harrison and Dexter. Dexter showing maybe he all that maturity and progress he made as a person and character in New Blood is almost gone here. The only time where I saw some emotional IQ from him was when he's like, "My son just tried to kill me a month ago. Maybe he's not gonna want to see me. Maybe that's traumatic." And he goes to see him the next episode at the end of it when he's about to turn himself in. Which I mean, that's kind of an understandable scene, but yeah, I would rate this season probably like a 3 or 4 out of 10.